Hi, boys and girls. This is Ms. Kathy. I'm so happy you've joined me today for another story just for you. Chapter 7, Meeting Mr. Chambers. The Shoebox Kids talked excitedly as they left Mrs. Shoe's house. They had been dropped off there by Willie's mom to get their school things. Though she had offered to take each of them home, they had politely declined. They wanted time together to discuss what Mr. Smith had shown them on the house plans. Mr. Smith had first pointed to where a door was originally made at one end of the bathroom, but they were more interested in what Mr. Smith showed them next. Taking a blank piece of paper, he sketched the lines of the kitchen and bathroom just as they appeared on the building plans. Then he added a line at the end of the bathroom. The result was one solid wall across the back of the kitchen. "But who extended the bathroom wall to make it a secret room?" Chris asked. "Do you think Mr. Chambers did, or his parents?" "Maybe his grandparents turned it into a secret room," Dee Dee offered. "Maybe Mr. Chambers doesn't even know there is a secret room." "Well, he's got to have noticed the different wallpapers," Maria said. "Yeah, but maybe he figures that whoever put the wallpaper up just ran out of wallpaper and couldn't find the same pattern," Sammy said. "That's why we've got to get inside his house to figure out why there's a secret room. It must have been used to hide something, or someone," Sammy said. "We're going to have to talk to Mr. Chambers." "Do you really want to talk to him?" Jenny asked. "He looks so mean." "Besides that," Chris said, "what are you going to say to him? Are you just going to ring the bell and say, 'Hi, Mr. Chambers, anyone hiding in your secret room?'" They all laughed. "Well, there's got to be a way to get in there and look at the kitchen wall or something," Sammy said. They walked on in silence. How were they going to find out about the secret room? "I've got it!" Jenny yelled suddenly. The others jumped. "Our school is selling candy bars as a fundraiser," she said. "Maybe Sammy and I could ask if he wants a candy bar. Then when he invites us in while he gets his money, Sammy can sneak a peek in the kitchen." "Or ask for a drink of water, maybe," Chris suggested. "But suppose he doesn't want a candy bar," Maria said. "Why would grouchy old Mr. Chambers want to help out your school and buy a candy bar? He doesn't even like kids. He probably doesn't even like chocolate." "Maybe you're right," Sammy said, "but I think we should give it a try. Who can help Jenny and me tomorrow?" "I can," Willie said. "Good. I'll meet both of you at the vacant lot after school. And don't forget the candy bars." The next afternoon, Sammy waited in the far corner of the field next to Mr. Chambers' house. He kept looking at that little round window. Now he knew there really was a bathroom on the other side, but why would anyone want a secret bathroom? Sammy thought about the book he'd brought home from the library. He hadn't had a chance to read it yet with everything else going on, but he knew from glancing through it that many people during history were in need of a secret room, and usually it had something to do with people not being liked by others because they were different somehow. Sammy thought about his grandparents. They had come from their homeland to America after they were first married. Were they disliked or treated mean too? He'd have to talk to them about that. Sammy looked up the street just as Willie and Jenny rounded the corner and started down the block. Sammy raced off to meet them. "Hi, guys!" Sammy yelled when he reached the sidewalk. Willie waved. They met up with each other at the oak tree and continued on up the street. Then they turned into Mr. Chambers' walkway. As they neared the front porch, they saw the steps and stopped. How were they going to get Willie up the steps to the porch? Then something caught Willie's eye. Over at the one end of the porch was a ramp built from the ground right up to the level of the porch. Willie pointed to the ramp. "Look!" "I don't remember seeing that before," Jenny said. "Me neither," Sammy agreed. Sammy pushed Willie up the ramp right to the front door. They stopped. This was it. Sammy rang the bell, and they waited. Slowly the door creaked open, and there was Mr. Chambers standing right before them. All three held their breath as they looked at him. His face was creased with wrinkles, and his hair was cut short and white as snow. But he was quite handsome, and his blue eyes had a twinkle in them. "Yes?" he asked. Sammy nudged Jenny. "Oh, we're selling candy bars for our school," Jenny stammered. "Would you like to buy one?" "For your school, you say?" Mr. Chambers said in a raspy sort of voice. "Why, sure. I always like to help out with a good cause. Please come in," he said, holding the door open. Sammy wheeled Willie up a small wedge of cement where a step used to be and into the house. "Let me get my money," he said. "I'll only be a minute." He walked slowly, with a slight limp, into another room. Sammy looked around and then walked quietly through the living room toward the kitchen. But before he could see anything, Mr. Chambers came back. "Now, how much are your candy bars?" he asked. $1 each, Willie answered. "That sounds reasonable," Mr. Chambers said. "And since I love chocolate, I'll take 3 of them." Willie handed Mr. Chambers 3 candy bars, and Mr. Chambers handed him 3 $1 bills. "Thank you," Jenny said. She looked at Sammy, who shrugged. What were they supposed to do now? "Thanks for stopping," Mr. Chambers said politely. Sammy began to turn Willie's chair and head toward the door. "But I can't leave yet," he thought. He hadn't learned anything about the secret room, or even if Mr. Chambers knew it was there. He tried to think. Suddenly, he turned to Mr. Chambers. "Could I use your bathroom, please?" Sammy asked. "Sure," Mr. Chambers said as he began to point toward the kitchen. "It's right off the the only bathroom is upstairs."
The story you have heard today is a chapter of the Shoebox Kids, Book 9, The Secret of the Hidden Room, written by Nancy Speck, edited and created by Jerry D. Thomas, and used with permission from the Pacific Press Publishing Association. If you're interested in any other books published by the Seventh-day Adventist Church, please visit AdventistBookCenter.com or call 1-800-765-6955.
This podcast is a production of the Carolina Conference of the Seventh-day Adventist Church.